Your adversity, your issues in life, your problems, your demons, um, your enemies, those who have tried to harm you, all of those things in life, I always see them as learning opportunities. Because when these big, bad, awful things happen, we have a choice, okay? We have a choice to let that monster destroy us, or we have a choice to take that situation and have it make us better, okay? And it's not always easy when we're in the situation to be conscious of that. A lot of times when we're in the situation, all we can really experience is our own hurt, you know? So I found something online that I really want to read to you guys, and I want to discuss it with you because when I saw this, it reminded me of people that I come across who have become bitter because of hurt, because of adversity, myself included. And I was like, ooh, that's actually the opposite of what this opportunity is here for. So I'm going to do the introduction, and then I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what I got from this. And then in the comments section, you can tell me what you think about it. Hey guys, I'm Queen Elset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and please leave us a positive comment in the comment section. If you can, please stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read and discuss some other positive comments from previous videos. And if you want to get a reading done, please email me. And all of my information for social media, my email, everything is underneath this video. So when you're finished watching the video, check out underneath and see if maybe you want some Ask an Aquarius merchandise, or if you want to chat with me online, or any of the other things that are underneath this video. All right, so let me read this to you, okay? I found this and I saved it in my phone. It says, you either get bitter or you get better. It's that simple. You either take what has been dealt to you and allow it to make you a better person, or you allow it to tear you down. The choice does not belong to fate. It belongs to you. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect, because it's right. Everything that happens to you, it either makes you bitter or it makes you better. Okay? If you have a divorce or a bad relationship, a lot of times you do go through an anger phase as a natural part of your process. But if you stay stuck in that phase and become bitter and stay bitter for years and years and years in a lot of cases, then that takes away from you and your present and your future. So the second part of it says, but it also could make you better. So that same situation that one person allows to turn them into a bitter, angry person, another person can use that as a stepping stone to become a better person. You see? So it depends on the situation. I know two brothers, right? They were raised in the same house. They had the same mother and the same father. And their parents were not the best parents, okay? The father was extremely angry, very violent man. And the mother was kind of absent. I mean, she was home, but she wasn't home. She was zoned out. Sometimes she was drunk. Sometimes she was just... I would walk in and she wouldn't even speak. It's like she wouldn't even look up and say hello sometimes. So she was kind of checked out of her own life, And these two boys grew up, and one of them became a teacher and a basketball coach. That's what he does. And the other one went to jail. So they both had the same nurturing, the same situation, the same parents. They had the same environment, and they're both not that far apart in age. They had the same environment, but one of them wanted to help people. And what he told me was he wanted to help young boys who were in similar situations as him. He wanted to help, so he used it to make him better. He used it to help him get a career. This is all things that made him better. And hopefully he can make somebody else's life better by touching their life. But his brother allowed it to make him bitter. He started to get very angry. He started to get violent like his father. The next thing I know, he was in jail for, I don't even think he's getting out, because he went in and out of jail. And the last time he went in, I asked his brother, was he getting out anytime soon? And his brother said he think he gonna be in there for decades. So one brother goes towards trying to help people and change other people's lives. The other brother goes towards violence and ends up in jail. So one of them became bitter and one of them became better. Now, when we were kids, they were both bitter. They were both in the same circumstance. They both did not like where they were at. But as they grew up, they both decided different paths to go. One decided to try to use that energy productively, and the other one just couldn't. So whatever happens to you, no matter how bad it is, you are the one who gets to decide how it impacts you. Okay? When I went through the situation with my daughter's father and I got married. I got with him when I was 15. I married him when I was 18. I had my daughter when I was 17, married him at 18, and left him at 21. Okay? That situation made me bitter. I was very angry because I had all of these dreams about what my marriage was supposed to be like, and my husband did not live up to my expectations. Now, in all fairness, my expectations were mainly pretty high because I had gotten them from like Disney movies, so they were like pretty up there, and he probably didn't even stand a chance. I don't think any mortal person probably stood a chance at the expectations that I had. But because he failed at those expectations and then our marriage failed, I was very bitter with him and bitter with other men, bitter with life in general. I was just bitter about it. I was angry about it for a very long time. And I think that it impacted my relationships with other people. It impacted my ability to be able to co-parent with him. We couldn't co-parent well for a long time. So I think it impacted all of those things. And I think that bitterness just kept on, festering in me until later on when I finally did my healing work. So then if you fast forward to when I left the entanglement with Voldemort, instead of letting it make me bitter, I decided that I was going to use that situation to heal. I was in so much emotional pain. And I was like, you know what? I have an opportunity here. And by that point, I was a lot older. I was like 9 or 10 years older by then. And I said to myself, I have an opportunity here. I can let this situation destroy me, or I can let this situation be a stepping stone to my advancement. So instead of letting Voldemort destroy me, I instead turned around and went to therapy. I went to therapy before we even broke up. I was like, something's wrong here. I'm going to see a therapist. So I went to therapy, and then after therapy and during therapy, I was doing a lot of spiritual work. And that spiritual work and therapeutic exercises, the journaling that I do, it still continues to this day. So I'm constantly doing things to make sure I'm in a good emotional and mental space. And all of this started because my feelings got destroyed by this cancer. And I was like, you know what? I've been bitter. I've done unproductive things when I've gotten hurt in the past. So I have an opportunity here to do the same thing, or I have an opportunity to do something that might change my life. Because I didn't know if healing was going to work. I never knew anybody that even tried to heal themselves. So I didn't know if that was going to work for me. But I knew I had tried other things that were unproductive, relationships, alcohol. I had tried all kinds, being angry, being detached, stuffing my feelings. I had tried all kind of unproductive ways. So I said, well, what if this time, instead of doing that, I try something new? I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if this healing stuff works, but it's better than doing something that's unproductive that I know doesn't work. So that's what I did. It was a much longer road, but it was worthwhile because I kept getting better. Every year, every couple of months, it's still to this day, I just keep getting better. So, what I want to say is that this belongs to you. You can be the brother that is happy in his career, or you can be the brother that's miserable in jail. It's up to you. You're the only person that gets to make that determination. And I would strongly suggest that if you can do it, let it make you better. Because that person, your Voldemort, your evil, does not deserve to be able to take from you your life. Whatever that person did to you or said to you or took away from you, if you keep letting it keep you bitter, if you keep letting it keep you in an unhealthy, unproductive space, they have won. And the prize is your future, your freedom, your present. Everything that you want is on the other side of that bitterness. And as long as you're holding on to that, like I held on to it, then you're letting that person defeat you. They're ruining your life without even being in your life, just because you're holding on to that bitterness and that hurt. That's why I always recommend forgive and release. And people who are really, really hurt often aren't ready to forgive. When somebody fights me on forgiveness, I know they're just not ready to have that conversation. Because forgiveness is not about saying what they did was okay. What they did is never going to be okay. Forgiveness is not about reconciliation either. Forgiveness is about releasing and healing thyself. Forgiveness is all about you, not about that person. Because 9 times out of 10, that person is never going to know you forgave them. If you never see them again, especially, most of these people, most of these Voldemorts, we never see again, or we see in passing, and they're never going to know if you forgave them or not. It's not like it's a gift you gave to them. They don't even know. They most time don't even care. But you're the one that benefits from healing, from releasing. That's all forgiveness is. Heal, release. Heal, release. That's all it is. And you're the one who benefits from that because you get better. When you let go of hurt, when you let go of the past, when you're able to move on, you're the one that gets better. And everything that they did from you or took from you, the universe will give you back way more than that. Everything Voldemort tried to destroy me. Every time he saw me, he tried to tear me down. And the universe just kept building me back up. Get up, girl. You good, girl. Keep going. And it kept building me back up. So any time that some situation or some person is coming at you like that, put that person out of your life, forgive and release them. And then you will say, you'll be fine. You'll keep getting better. You'll keep leveling up. Okay? So bitter versus better. Whenever something happens, think about it. Do I want to be bitter or do I want to be better? Can I use this situation in any way that's productive from my evolution? And a lot of times, if you look at what somebody's done to you, the healing journey, the healing process is what you can get out of that. What I got from that situation was a lot of self-love. And that definitely made me better, So consider that because that's something a lot of us struggle with. All right, now we're going to do some positive comments. The first one came from Kibi. Kibi's last name is Girly. Hey, Kibi. Kibi Girly said, very degrading. And the karma. She's talking about infidelity. I was the other woman for a very short time, but I was at a very low point in my life. I was so angry with men, and yet I was giving myself away. I didn't come first in his life and moved away and became unavailable. Smart thinking. The more I started checking myself, funny thing, the more spiritual I became. Interesting. It's crazy. The more pain I got myself out of and started meditating and focusing on me, the closer I got to my intuition and my spirituality. This is perfect because this is exactly what I did when I came away from Voldemort. I got into therapy. I got into spirituality. I got into trying healing methods. I got into priestess training. I got into journaling. I got into it. I mean, into it. Y'all know how I am now. I jumped into it. And it did give me a lot more self-love, helped me to let go of pain and move forward, started to meditate, all of these great things. So yeah, this is a great way. And when I was talking about bitter versus better, if you want to get better, going towards healing, going towards meditation, going towards therapy, going towards spirituality, that's the way to go. A lot of us go towards unproductive things like alcohol, drugs, another woman, another man, those kind of things. And that's not going to help you. It's only going to end you up in the same situation over and over again. The next one comes from Jazz. What's up, Jazz? Jazz said, how was your childhood? Is a very good question, Queen. It is. I'm adding that to my list of questions. I too ask a lot of questions, especially at this stage in my life. Laugh out loud. There is no use in wasting their time or mine. A person's childhood can definitely affect them as an adult, good or bad. Great video, Queen. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. You're right. That's why I asked that question. When I first get to know somebody, I do ask them about their past. I ask them about their childhood, their parents, things like that. Because according to psychologists and psychology, our very first interactions are with our family. So if we grow up in a beautiful, loving, welcoming home, it's not to say we're going to be perfect, because some people grow up in that environment and still grow up with issues of their own, you know? But if you grow up in an environment that's dysfunctional, it's more likely that something's going to be off. For example, if I meet a woman and she tells me that her father was not in her life, I know that there may be some issues around that. Not to say I'm not going to date her, because I probably still will, but it's just giving me understanding of where she's coming from. Or if she tells me that her mother wasn't in her life, I know what kind of issues come from not having a good relationship with your mother. And the psychologists tell us that that energy causes a lot of problems in your current relationships and your own parenting. And it doesn't mean you can't be a good partner. It doesn't mean you can't be a good parent, because you absolutely can. But it just means that it gives you, as the new partner, an idea of what exactly are you dealing with. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. See you next time. Bye-bye.